said the only constant is change in college football, but over more than 150 years, there have been some things that you can count on. If you can run the football, you have a chance to win. And boy, do we have guys who can do that in this one. Welcome to the home of the Clemson Tigers, Death Valley in Clemson, South Carolina. As we'll see, a playoff team from last year, the Oklahoma Sooners, taking on a team from the playoff a year ago, the Clemson Tigers. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. Kick it away to start us off. Fielded in the end zone, it's Casey. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. Send the back in motion. They'll leave it with him. Got it across the 20 and out to the 23. A pickup for 4. Here's why this one's so much fun, guys. Early in the season, sort of a proving ground type of game for a couple of squads that believe they could win it all.
And we've heard so much in this offseason, right, about both of these teams and top 10 teams preseason. Now you get a chance to prove it. Like, now you get a chance to see who are the dudes on the squad. These are always fun early in the season, Jesse.
Yeah, it's going to be fun to find out what these teams are about because we've seen both teams beat up on weaker competition. We know they're both very talented, but let's see good against good and find out what they are.
Toss to the outside. Turning it on. The 50. The 30. The 20. And he eluded the defense, and he'll take it all away. Touchdown, Clemson.
And these offensive coordinators tell you they want to start fast and they want to establish the run game. That is exactly what you did. First drive, you hand the football off, making the big explosive run, setting the tone for this football.
And he puts through the extra point. They're set to kick it off, and this crowd now ready to get behind them. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. This place is roaring, and it's going to be so hard to operate under these conditions. On the run, it's Humphrey. And he's tackled at the line of scrimmage. The first play does nothing.
Defense is about firing off, hitting the offensive guys, and staying in your gaps. Everybody knowing where they're supposed to be. You could tell the defense, everyone was right where they're supposed to be, nowhere to run.
You can barely hear yourself thinking here as they're trying to get this defense off to a good start. Back to pass on second down. The sweet feet keeping the play alive. Rolling right and going deep. Grabs it at the 25 in stride. Ripped off a huge chunk play on that one as he gets the first down before he steps out of bounds. Another big completion for the Sooners, and that's right in keeping with that legacy of great quarterbacks.
Just dudes that can spin it. The offense is always fun. It's always fast. There's a lot of things about Oklahoma that you can count on. And offense and great quarterback play is always one.
Here's the handoff. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
And man, it's nice to have a guy that is just better than your guys. And no matter what play you call, man, how about him getting in the backfield quick, penetrating, using his quickness, and using his strength to get him to the ground? That is a baller.
And the Sooners now with a long way to go to pick up the first down. Back to pass. Grabbed over the middle. It's Humphrey. They make the stop, trying to pick up just a little bit at a time to get to that first down marker. And so you got a guy who makes a play downfield like that. How anxious do you think they're going to be to continue in man coverage?
Yeah, I don't know, Reese. They're going to need a plan. They're going to maybe want to think about more zone coverage or maybe even bracketing this running back if he decides to come out of the backfield, because right now they don't seem to have an answer for him.
From the gun, wants to pass. Bought a little time, lets it go. Catch in the middle, it's Thomas. He'll be stopped just short of the end zone, but they'll have it first and goal.
Playmaker like this guy is, your coaches are going to dial up plays intended for you, especially on third down. That's what you saw in that last play. There was no question where the quarterback was going with that football. All week long, they decided on the biggest downs of this game, we're going to target our best player, and we're going to make sure that he gets looks. It doesn't matter what the coverage is, and you saw it right there on that play.
They go to the Wildcat here, looking to take advantage of that extra blocker. On the snap, it's Thomas. He's trying to get it in, and he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Oklahoma! Looking for the tie with the extra point. And the extra point is good. So that was a 6-play, 75-yard drive. And they close the deal, pushing their way inches into the end zone. Kickoff unit is out there, and boy, did that last drive quiet this crowd. He'll bring it out. It's Casey. Gets it across the 20 to the 21, and not quite what he would have picked up just taking the touchback. Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. Took the last drive in for a touchdown. They'll try to do it again on this one. Looking for a man. It's Denson. Snagged out of the air. Quick step and go. They make the stop, but not before they do their work up top and pick up a first down.
Big play in the passing game there, and I like the receiver gearing down in the zone. Did a nice job finding the soft spot on defense between the defenders, giving the quarterback an easy target to throw to complete that throw.
Looking to throw on first down. Got it in the middle. It's Davidson.
I love early in a game getting my quarterback in a rhythm. coming out, short passes, easy completions. Now we're getting in a good spot.
And the Tigers in a good spot here with 2nd and short. The give to the back. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain.
And, man, the big fellas up front, they don't get a lot of credit. They don't get talked about a lot unless it's negative, but they're the big component, man. They've got to get some push, to get some running lanes, get this running game going. They're the ones that make it go.
The Tigers are at the line trying to move the sticks on 3rd and short. Offense calls a timeout here. Critically important to make sure they have the right play called and everyone on the same page here. The Tigers are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. They're going to go to the air on 3rd and short. Caught in the backfield, it's Davidson. He's got first down yardage across the 50. They'll mark it at the 49.
And a great job by the QB finding the running back, getting the football where he can do some damage after the catch, and most importantly, get the first down.
This quarterback part of their running game. And he does a really nice job finding open space and making a good gain before the stop is made.
Well, I don't know what the quarterback saw on that last play, but he made a pretty quick decision that he was just going to tuck it and run it, and his offensive coordinator is glad he did. How about this speed by the QB on that play?
And the Tigers with a 2nd and short to keep this drive moving. They'll try to get outside. He's going to lose a yard on that one.
That's a backbreaker if you're the offensive coordinator, because on the first down, you ran the ball, had a really nice gain. Short yardage situation, you just get completely blown up, and now you're having to probably dial up a throw on 3rd down. You need more consistency from the guys up front.
They get him on the ground, and with that, we'll head to the 2nd quarter. We played one, and we are right back where we started, all tied up after the first period as we take a look at the stats. We've got a good one going here, and looking forward to keep those vibes rolling here in the 2nd. First play of the period, first down here. Might as well give it to him again. Defense there to stop him after a gain of 3, but he is inside the 30 to the 29. Got 3 on first down at 2nd and 7. He wants to change this route. Toss sweep. Try to get it outside to the right. There was just nowhere to cut back. Great job by the defense, and he'll have to take the loss.
That's such a great physical play by the defense, because this is one of the bigger, more physical running backs you'll see in the country, and we're used to seeing him push the pile the other direction. Not that time. It's the big guys up front on defense getting penetration, and they're sending him back for a tackle for loss.
Scanning the field, it's Denson. Well, the quarterback can make a big play when he starts moving around. Nice job by this junior quarterback to get it done on the ground.
Sometimes these guys just have eyes in the back of their head. You saw it right there. He was able to buy himself time, get outside the pocket, and at that point, I think the decision was pretty easy. Hey, I can go get this with my feet. He was able to do that. Now they got a fresh set of downs.
Now from inside the red zone. Zings it complete to the right. Now the connection takes it to the 11.
One of the things you love about this running back is not only can he run between the tackles, but he's also a weapon in this offense catching the football.
It'll be 2nd down, and remember, they can pick up a first without scoring. Wants to go up top. Dances away from the pressure, going to his left. Touchdown, Tigers! Made the grab in the end zone for the score.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. When we're taking shots, we need you to be able to step up and make tough catches. David, what a grab right there.
And I think a lot of that has to do with trusting your guy, knowing where he's going to be, knowing when he's going to sit down, when he's not, so being on the same page, and then having a guy that can go get it. Just when the ball is near him, he's going to make the play, just like he did right there for 6 points.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Guys, we'll get another look at this Oklahoma offense. They find themselves trailing by a touchdown and a chance on this drive to even the score. Works ahead for a couple. They'll stop him at the 27.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground, take away that run game, make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
We thought we'd see a little wildcat formation in this spot, and here it is. On the direct snap, it's Thomas. And the wildcat is not working. They knock him down behind the line.
And that's why he is an All-American caliber player. He is just so physical and dominant against the run. He's able to shed blockers, use his athleticism, use his speed, get to the ball carrier and bring him down. Simply one of the best box defenders you're going to find in the entire country.
On 3rd and long, he has to throw for it. And the pressure was too much. They get him at the 15.
And don't get it twisted. A big part of this team's formula for success defensively is getting after the quarterback. In their last game, they had 6 sacks, won the game. They know they've got to be able to get after the QB in this one. Put some pressure on him, and they're already off to a great start.
Oh, right through his fingers. He muffed it. And the coverage team gets the returner on the ground.
And that was almost a huge mistake by special teams. On the punt return, fumbling the football, they are so lucky that they jumped on that ball and that their offense is now going to take the field, because that could have been disastrous.
No reason to be in a big rush. They have some time here late in the half. On the option. He'll pull it on the read. He'll toss it. Not much room to run. Let's give it 1 to the 33.
Playing the option, man. Consistently playing responsibility football. Nice job by the defense being where they're supposed to be. This option will just keep giving it to you over and over and over again, and you got to pass those tests.
Trying to hit the sideline on the right. Defense there to stop him after a gain of 3, but he is inside the 30 to the 29.
And that run really didn't go anywhere. And a lot of times we don't focus on it enough. But how important those 5 guys are up front. To get on those defensive linemen, to try to move them out of the way, to get a run game going, it squarely falls on the shoulder of those 5 offensive linemen.
Quarterback making checks. And it's incomplete on 3rd down.
Well, this is a disappointing drive for the offense, considering where this drive started, in their opponent territory. Now you're at 4th and long. You've got to be better throwing the football in those types of situations.
So the offense is going to go for it on 4th down. He'll try to throw and pick up the 1st down. Complete out of the backfield. Makes the grab, and it's enough for the 1st down before he's dragged to the ground.
Well, it's a heck with being conservative, right? I mean, that essentially would have just been a chip-shot field goal with where they were on that 4th down. But they decide to go for it, throw it. They're looking for 6. They're going for a touchdown. They are being aggressive.
Clemson ready to go back to work with another 1st down. Here we go. The give to the tailback. This time he doesn't get loose, and finally the defense gets him bottled up behind the line.
Awesome job up front by this defensive line, being so good at the point of attack and eating blocks, eating some double teams that allows these linebackers to run free, unencumbered, and get to the football.
The Tigers with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Looking downfield, it's Denson. Gets it out quickly. Breaks into the open. Touchdown, Clemson. Nice catch and good work afterwards to get it into the end zone.
One thing this team has shown early this year, it does not take them long to find their footing. They get off to fast starts. That was critical for them, winning their first game, and you've seen it here in this one too. They show up ready to go. There's no sleepwalking. I think you got to give this coaching staff a ton of credit for putting their players in good positions to have success.
They'll try to add another to their lead. And the extra point puts them on top 21-7. And let's check in with Kevin Connors in the studio. Kevin?
Guys, a top-5 battle with enormous ramifications all across football. Here's the latest. Texas is down right now, but there is still a ton of football to be played. And for a program that ranks inside the top 10 all-time in wins, don't be surprised if they come back. They're trailing by just 4 to Miami. The landscape of college football will change dramatically with the outcome of this one, and we will keep you posted.
And how about that one? Kevin will be keeping an eye on everything going on elsewhere. Plenty of time left in the half here as they take over, but they will want to be efficient here in the final 2 minutes. They'll run the toss. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple.
And this offense on first down, man, they go backwards. And they built a deficit, and they've been sluggish. And they just need something to get going, to get started, because they've kind of looked out of sorts and out of rhythm this whole game.
After getting knocked back to open this drive, it's 2nd and 12. Looking to fire. Buys a little time. He'll throw it. And just left that pass short. Not enough juice on that one.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
It's getting loud in here, and they may raise the dues on Ipte if they can stop him on 3rd down. He'll set up to throw. They're setting up the screen. Oh, he's got some space. Across the 35, out of bounds at the 36, and a really good pickup as they're starting to move. Lots of good stuff on that play. You slow down the rush, you get a completion, and you move the chains.
And most importantly, you're right. You don't force a short yardage situation that you have to get. Nice job. Invite that rush up the field. Take advantage of the aggressiveness of the defense. Make the catch. Make the run. Get the first down.
Motion from the wide receiver. Off the play fake on first down. Wants to throw. We've got a timeout here late in the first half, and they'll try to get more points on the board before the break.
I think a big part of the formula to this team's success is their ability to get after the quarterback. In game 1, they had 6 sacks and obviously won that football game. They know coming into this one today, they have got to be able to get after the quarterback, and they're off to a great start.
Now facing 2nd and long after the defense came up with that sack. Back to throw, time running short in the half. They get to him as he throws. Picked off. He'll try to take it back. At the 20. Touchdown, Tigers. The defense takes matters into its own hands. But a lot of time left. There's movement.
There is, but it's so awesome when you're a defense and you study all week about what's coming and what routes to be ready for, and then you jump the route and you make the plays and you just go get in that end zone. It is so beautiful.
Lining up to tack one more onto that lead. And they knock through the extra point, and they're up 28-7. Kickoff unit has been busy as they have built a big lead, and they're trying to hold on to it. And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. So let's see how they play it in this final 30 seconds of the first half. On the run, it's Humphrey. And he's swallowed up at the line of scrimmage by the big defensive tackle. The offense calls timeout, and they won't have any more left this half. Just a few seconds remaining here as they try to put something up before halftime. They're looking to get the edge with this one on the toss. And the defense doesn't let him get loose, and that's going to wrap things up here in the half. That's going to wrap up the first half here, and now we join Kevin with the halftime update. Clemson will kick this deep to get the second half underway. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. So Oklahoma has it again, and here comes the offense. When you're facing a deficit like this one to start the second half, you really can't afford to waste a single possession.
Fresh start here in the second half is the only way you can look at this if you're on offense. Things did not go your way there in the first half. It starts with one play. To get our confidence going, we just got to get something going early here on this drive.
One play, stay aggressive. Now I think I can be even more aggressive on fourth downs because obviously I've built a deficit. My defense has got to make some plays for me too.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
Tackle behind the line of scrimmage, and what a big third down stop by this defense.
You just got to wonder how frustrated this guy is, especially after the success he had their last game out, but just nothing going in this one. He has not been able to get himself into a rhythm. There have been way too much penetration up front defensively. They have been able to stop him in his tracks.
A couple of yards short of the first down in your own territory, but they are going to go for it on fourth. Trying to pick up the first out of the backfield. And they reacted well to the completion, but it was too late to keep them from getting the first down. The Sooners have it with a 1st and 10. Looking downfield on first down. Pass rush, gets there, gets home, gets him down at the 23. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Sooners have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Wants to throw. It's Hawkins. Keeps looking downfield. Rolling, throwing, looking right. And the incomplete pass taking a shot on 2nd down, and they'll be left with a 3rd down. And this offense can ill afford to come up empty on this drive, already trailing by multiple possessions. He's not afraid to go deep. Another incompletion on 3rd down.
And you thought maybe in this second half this offense could just find a rhythm, find something to take advantage of this defense, but the defense has really had their number, not putting up a lot of points, and again, an empty possession right there.
And the returner runs out of real estate as he goes down. The offense will have to use its first timeout of the half. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. They'll crank up this drive with the pass. That one comes out hot down the right side. Pulls it in down the sideline. Touchdown, Tiger. And once he found open space, the man might as well start playing.
And this offense picks up right where it left off. Scoring points, creating a big play. First drive of the second half, no problem. Don't worry about halftime adjustments. Just keep doing what you've been doing.
Lining up for the PAT. And the extra point sails through, and they have a 35-7 lead. That drive not too taxing on the playbook. One play, put it in the end zone just like that. They're set to kick it off. You think this crowd's going to get loud when their defense comes on the field? And it'll be a touchback. The ball will come out to the 25-yard line. Now the Oklahoma offense will go back to work. They didn't get much done the last time they had it, and to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be more productive. These little gains can start to add up as he gets it up to the 34. And the Sooners will hustle to the line. To the ground with the back. And they'll stop him just short of the first down, just inches away from moving the sticks. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. Once that ball was loose, offense didn't have a chance. Defenders everywhere. It's a turnover.
Man, it was a good run, right? You had the first down. You knew you had the first down. I'll just take care of that football. You see a lot of times those second efforts fighting for extra yards, and that's when running backs seem to cough it up.
So they come to the line, and the Wildcat going to give them a different look. And some room to work. There he goes. The inside, and he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Clemson.
Another nice drive put together. And this offense through 2 weeks, man, they look legit. This team's about to be 2-0. All of their dreams in front of them. This team looks like a national championship contender.
And they did tack on the extra point, by the way, knocked it right down the middle. They couldn't draw up a drive better than that one. Just gashed them for the big play in the running game. One snap, one touchdown. That ball scoots through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Here come the Sooners ready to go on offense. That last fumble proved to be costly as they cashed it in for a touchdown.
Yeah, and so this defense now is juiced. They're excited and ready to go. So this offense, David, they've got to get something going.
Yeah, those turnovers can be contagious, man. It gets you excited, and then when your offense takes it down the field and does something with it, this offense better be ready to play against a motivated defense.
And that pass will be jarred loose on second down. That brings up third down.
This offense hasn't been able to generate a lot of points in this one. Here in the third quarter, you're seeing the defense and how much pride they take on being physical. It's not just stopping the run. Guys in the back end flying to the football in the air, getting hits on guys, that time on the receiver, knocking it loose.
Rush is on him. At the 35, he's open. He gets those chains moving, gets it out to the 42-yard line. The Sooners come to the line in the hurry-up.
And they're going to need a lot more of this to get back in this football game. They're trailing. They're trying to make plays. I like the decision-making of the young man, though. Don't force the football. We already got to make big plays. The defense knows it, too. Nice job pulling it down, scrambling, getting the first down. Now you got to keep it going.
We know this guy's a weapon, not just taking handoffs, but he can catch the ball, too. That play, not so much. Got to do a better job reeling it in.
Plenty of work to do here on second and long. Back to pass. That one never had a chance. Incomplete.
Well, I did not have this in my bingo card, guys, but being one of the most talented quarterbacks in college football, to be under 50% completions in this game, nobody saw that coming. He has not been able to find his rhythm, and he looks frustrated.
Third and long from the 42. If they can get some of it, it might give them a chance to go for it on fourth down. Under pressure, and down he goes at the 33.
And I wish I could bring you some hope, but, man, this defense, again, you know, they already got the lead. They got their ears pinned back. They're rushing the quarterback. I know this one's over, but offensively, let us find a way to protect our guy, put something together. Maybe we find a way to make this respectable at some point in the football game.
So here they come going for it on fourth and long. The aftershocks of that earlier sack still reverberating. He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. And that one falls incomplete. A huge stand by the defense.
And listen, obviously, at this area of the field, it's a question, it's a debate whether or not you go for that on fourth down. At the end of the day, though, I think this coach believes in his own playmakers, and he's got guys on offense that he feels can make a play in that type of situation, and he's got confidence in him. That time they weren't able to come up with it. Be curious to see what this guy does if they're in a similar situation as this game moves on.
Connection to the right. And he ran away from the crowd, and he'll take it in. Touchdown, Tiger! The defense just lost track of it. There's no other explanation. I've got to assume they knew he was in an eligible position.
Or it was just ridiculously good scheming on the offense, Reese. I mean, just an unbelievable job of getting your guy wide open.
We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Boys, if it's happening in college football, we've got eyes on it. Check this out. UCLA is currently ahead in this one, but unlike the days of Terry Donahue, this has not been a blowout today inside the Rose Bowl. They're up by 4 over Hawaii. We'll circle back if anything changes in this exciting college football matchup.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us. Here comes the Oklahoma offense. That fourth down gamble didn't pay off on the last drive, and it led to giving up a scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and everybody wants to go for it on fourth down. Everybody wants that, but your defense sometimes has to bail out your decision-making. We decided to go for it. We didn't get it. The defense, Jesse, didn't come up big and prove me right.
Yeah, not complimentary football, no doubt. But look, this offense has been in these situations before, so you got to come back out here, take the field. It's a fresh set of downs, brand new drive. Let's go out and execute with some points on the board.
Great job by this savvy senior to know when he just needs to move the sticks with his feet.
And this QB's really starting to show you something, isn't he? I mean, he's been hit a lot in the pocket, and I just like the toughness. At the end of the run here, he's not sliding because he's been banged up a little bit. Lowering the shoulder, getting the first down, taking some hits, but he's still competing.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down, and they got to keep that up here in the second half.
The Sooners are at the line looking to convert on 3rd and short. Keeps it on the bootleg. Steps away. On the run, deep down the right side. Oh, he had it. The deep ball was there, and it just trickled through his fingers.
Well, after struggling so much in the first half, you thought they would have made some adjustments here at halftime to see if they can open up this passing game. But early on in the second half, they're just not really able to get that done. Incompletion on 3rd down in your own end. You're expecting them to punt.
Off the boot, looking for his man. They got him for the sack, and that'll be a turnover on downs.
He had nowhere to go with the football. You can tell, surveying the field, somebody's got to get open to go make a play. Man, throw it up, run it, do something. You can't take a sack on 4th down. You got to give somebody an opportunity to make a play for you.
Clemson has their paws on it, and they'll send out the offense. This offense has really been clicking in the game so far, Jesse.
No doubt. Everything their play caller is dialing up, these guys offensively have been able to go out and execute.
Yeah, and it's just maintaining the lead. Keep doing what you've been doing. You got a big lead. Let's just keep piling it on until they find an answer.
Now inside the 20, 1st and 10 from the 18. Wants to adjust the pattern. Dropping back, it's Dingle. Under fire. On target to the left. And he's going to score. Touchdown, Clemson.
One of the reasons this offense is so exciting to watch, they've got guys that are dangerous after the catch. And if this quarterback gets through his progression, David, hits you in stride, these guys will take it to the house.
Man, it's your job to do the rest, right? You hit me in stride where I don't have to stop running. I don't have to break down. It makes it so easy. The connection between quarterback, wide receiver, you can tell this is a good one, and that's why they got 6 on that play.
He'll try to tack on one more. And the extra point just tacks a little bit more onto this huge lead. Aggressive play calling on that drive. Just 2 plays, they get the long touchdown pass to pay it off. Kickoff unit on the field, and this defense will be called on to protect this lead. He wisely lets that one bounce through the back of the end zone, and they'll take over at the 25. They'll put this one in play. First snap of the drive from the 25. Wants to go up top on 1st down. And that incomplete pass caused by the big hit on 1st down. 2nd down coming.
Well, that looked like it was going to be a completion, but how about the defender making the hit, forcing the incompletion?
Plenty of time for one more snap before the end of the quarter. Right back up top on 2nd and 10. He'll pull it down. They get him on the ground, and that'll be the final play of this 3rd period. We've come to the end of the quarter, and Clemson has the lead. And this beatdown is close to completion as we reach the end of 3. Let's take a look at how we got here. So will the beatdown continue? It's a comeback for the ages in store. We'll see as we start the fourth. They'll go back to work with a first down in the final period. On the run, it's Humphrey. He gets nothing, and they keep plowing ahead with the running game, and they've got very little to show for it.
Yeah, and this offense has to find a way to run the football. They got to get more creative, whatever that looks like for this offense, something to jumpstart them because nothing really going on the ground.
Yeah, defensively, though, you got to give them credit, too, because they knew that physically they were going to try to be challenged up front. That was a big MO for this offense coming into it. But the defense, they've risen to the occasion. Their front set.
How about that elusiveness? He's got space. They finally corral him, but he turns that into a big gain and a first down.
You got to be impressed with the quarterback on that last play because he's already been sacked a ton of times in this game. He knows he does not have a lot of time to survey the field, get through his progression. So as soon as...
And the quarterback will take a sack back at the 36.
And they get him again. This is a offense that you expect them to protect their guy. I mean, he is a dude that you know if you give him time, he's going to make plays. But this defense is making sure he's not getting that time.
And the Sooners trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. To the air on second down. Intercepted. Big play stops the drive. He goes down after the short return, but won a play to get the football back.
And as a defensive lineman late in the game, man, when you know it's past, you're pinning your ears back, trying to get to the quarterback. And DBs are trying to do this. Pad them stats, get the INT. Nice job by this D.
Clemson ready to dial up some ball plays. They've got it on offense. Power football with the run. Finding a way to put that foot in the ground and get it up to the 37-yard line.
And here's the mindset if you're on offense. Fourth quarter, you've got a huge lead. Obviously, you're going to run the football, but just be aware of the clock. You don't want to snap it too quickly. You're probably just doing safe runs inside the tackles like you saw right there. You just got to execute. You got to be aware, but you've got this game in hand so long as you don't turn it over.
They'll keep it on the ground to keep this clock moving. Turning it on! And he was on his way, and they get him down at the 30.
Hey, listen, explosive plays comes in all different shapes and sizes. That time, they attack the outside to the left on the ground, and that is a momentum-shifting play.
They know they have a huge advantage there. I expect them to go right back to it.
And what do you do now if you're on defense? You got to be expecting that they're going to try and tack that side of the field, maybe in the same way, maybe on this next play right here.
The Tigers just got that huge run. They love another explosive play. Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have one remaining in the half. They'll snap it from the 30 on first down. On the move. It's good. They get him off his feet after a pickup of 5 down to the 25.
And I know you can play these late game situations differently, but I love when you just stay physical. You run the football, you preserve the lead, you got great field position, you're in a great position to salt this clock away and get a W.
He's brought down just running hard in the red zone, and he'll be just a few inches short.
And, you know, when we talk about great third down defenses, it really starts with them getting stops on first and second down. You've got to get those stops early in the drives to set up third and long, so that's a missed opportunity on that second down by this defense.
All they needed was a few inches, and the defense was not having it.
You know, you're in the red zone, you bring out a bunch of tight ends on the field. So the defense, they were expecting run on that one. They were physical, and they were able to force the negative play.
They already have a comfortable lead up by multiple possessions, but they're going to go for it here on fourth down. And he gets it inside the 10-yard line. They'll mark it at the 9 where it'll be first and goal.
And it's the throwback fullback picking up the first down. Great effort on fourth, surging ahead to keep his offense on the field.
Let's see what Clemson comes up with on 1st and goal. Give to the big fullback. And we have breaking news. They score yet another touchdown.
And with that score, you start to get excited because you can feel the momentum starting off 2-0. I mean, you got to finish this one off, but there's a great chance you're going to. But this season has started just like you've wanted it to. Now just keep climbing. See how high we can get in these rankings.
And the extra point was good to finish things off. Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they've built this sizable lead. And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Just can't mess it up at the end with the pick, Jesse.
No, you've got to be able to finish drives, especially in this game. If you're going to win, and David, they've got to be able to eliminate the mental mistakes.
Yeah, and I don't think you get conservative or play it safe. You can trust your guy. I think you put the ball right back in his hands and let him do his thing.
They're dealing with a 2nd and long. Out of the shotgun, they go to the ground. 2 minutes now left in this one, and time is running short if they want to find a way to pull this one out. Somebody needs to make a play here. It's 3rd and long from the 26. From the gun, wants to pass. A deep throw as the clock winds down. Makes the catch down the right side. And he'll take it in for the touchdown. It won't have much impact on the outcome of the game, but it is a fabulous parting gift, a consolation prize, if you will.
And this has been a rough day for this offense, and finally, some good things to happen. Build some momentum maybe for the future. You know, that's the way the coaches spin it when you're getting beat up and you're getting destroyed. Like, listen, let's find something for the future. Let's keep fighting. Let's keep working. This team's done that, put some points on the board, so it's not all bad.
They're coming out to tee it up for the kickoff, and that last score was a real buzzkill for this crowd. And he hauls it in, and everybody's on the edge of their seats. And the return man reaches the end of the line, and down he goes. First play of this drive comes from the 14-yard line. Sends it back in motion. They weren't able to get that one off. It'll be a delay of game. They'll decline the penalty here and let the result of that play stand. They'll run the option. Now the toss. Finds just enough daylight to work his way up to the 19-yard line.
Well, this defense knew coming into the game they were going to see the option, and they didn't know exactly how it was going to look specifically. They've seen it a few times early in this game. They've given up some yards, but it looks like they're clamping down on it now, guys, and we know they've got speed. They can go sideline to sideline. Really nice job that time. Getting hats over to the football, getting to the pitch man.
And here's a fumble way behind the line. Recovers the fumble, and he's on the move.
Well, ball security doesn't just apply to running backs and receivers. QB's got to keep two hands on the ball as well. And they're very lucky after that fumble that the offense jumped on.
This defense has kept them backed up. Now one more stop, and they can get off the field on 3rd and long. Back to pass. It's Dingle. He's got him in the flat. He is denied. Cannot get to the first down marker, and it's 4th down coming.
It's a nice effort by the running back, but in that 3rd and long situation, it's just too much work for that running back to convert that 3rd down. Really, nice job. Got to give the defense credit. They surrounded him, got him to the ground.
Sometimes avoiding disaster is the best thing. The punter just gets it out of there. Slips through the line. And good work by the coverage team to get the return man down on the ground. Time for this Sooner offense to go back to work. This one has pretty much been a bludgeoning, but they'll try to finish with something positive late.
Well, they ran into a buzzsaw today, and I don't think it would matter what type of X's and O's they're out there executing, David. Jimmy's and the Joes, they're just not as good as the opponent.
And as an athlete, it sometimes hits you in the face and it stinks, but you're not good enough. And today they were not good enough. And I'm going to do the best I can to try to flush this down the toilet, not remember it, forget it, move on for the next game. Maybe something right here I can create positive that carries over to practice and maybe next week.